I don't know if I can't remember if my dad was or not. Backtrack a little bit before I go into that. My buddy Dylan that took me to the hospital when I found out I had kidney failure. He got a new dirt bike. We went up the canyon just up the road from my parents' place, and I was riding it. I got in a cross rut that I made the fall before with my truck mudding, and I gave it the throttle. It come up into a wheelie, didn't realize it because of my depth perception, and come off of it 25, 30 miles an hour. I remember my right leg kicking off to the side, my left leg kicking underneath, and after that I don't remember anything other than me coming to or something, and my helmet face mask part of it on my dirt bike helmet was digging in the dirt, and I remembered, where's the bike? And so I forced my head up to look, and it was ahead of me. Like, okay, so I put my face back down and kind of sideways and slid. The distance I slid, I don't know, but when I come to, there's a cloud, and after that I don't remember anything after that. But when I come to, I laid there for a while. I was like, oh wow, oh, well, what happened? What did I do wrong? And I haven't expected others, to see what happened. And my buddy said that, well, before he got there, another dirt biker I used to ride around with, that I met with riding around that area, come up. He goes, "You okay?" I was like, "No," and or no, I said, "Yeah, I'm okay." I went to get up, and I was in the squat position when I got up, and I felt my knee. Wedged my other fist underneath. My knee went like this, and I was like, nope. So I went down, and so by that time my buddy Dylan come up, and he goes, "Well, I thought that was somebody else that ate the dirt, No, I was like, "Dude, I just wrecked your new dirt bike, dude. I'm sorry, and I broke his back fender." And it's like, "Don't worry about it." And I says, "I think I broke my leg." And he goes, "Okay, I'll go down and grab your truck," which was parked next to his. Brought it up, loaded me on the tailgate. Had to drive through a ditch and drug my leg through it because it was so deep. And took me down to the trucks. His truck. He says, "There's more room in my truck. We'll get you over there after I get my bike loaded." I says, "Okay." So at that time, my brother was up at my buddy's place where I was when my mom came to get me to drive truck for Bueller Farms. And I called him. I says, get Will and get on his 4-wheeler and come up the shell pits by the cattle guard and pick me up, or pick up my truck and go to town. Why? What happened? I says, "I've been in an accident. I think I broke my leg." So Dylan gets me to the hospital, and come to find out, I splintered. It was like a splinter / break down the shin bone off my knee, or off on my tibia, off the knee, like this. So it splintered like this. And so they put me in a full leg immobilizer. Sorry to get so close. And this was between dialysis treatments. And went back on, I think that happened on a Monday, went back on a Wednesday. And they says, what happened? I says, "I wheelied over dirt bike." They're like, "You shouldn't be doing that stuff while you're on dialysis." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but I just can't sit at home. I'm not that type of person." And so, a little while later, I think it was 2013. Yeah, 2013 when I started dialysis. Well, no. 16. 2012 when I started. 2013 is when this happened. And a little while later, doing dialysis into 15. It happened in 14 and 15. Doctor come up and he goes, and throughout this, I've had a lot of calls for transplant. Well, the first one is when I had that splinter, leg break, splinter, whatever you want to call it. I just say a break, but it wasn't, a full break. But I'm in transit down to the IMC in Murray, Intermountain Transplant Center, And when I told them, I said, look, I'm in a leg immobilizer. And they're like, you broke your leg. That disqualifies you. And I says, it's not, it's not a puncture break, where it broke through the skin. They go, don't matter. It disqualifies you. So turn around, go back home. And I had numerous calls throughout. And made a lot of friends, staff and patients at dialysis. And I mean, it was like a big family there. It was like a second family. And that little while later, the doctor comes up to me. Mom was there, and I think my dad might have been there. He goes, you got less than 6 months. I'm going to be straightforward. You got less than 6 months. And by this time, the nurses seen us going gray and yellow. They knew time was coming. And I looked at the doctor, and I looked at my parents, my mom. I don't know. I can't really remember. But they go, I tell them, I says, I got less than 3. And the look on my parents' faces, that it's disappointing to say it. It really was. But I was being honest. It's who I am. And that time I was starting to really plan my funeral. And 3 months later, I got a phone call way late at night, and he says, well, we got a potential match for a transplant. I says, okay, I wasn't getting excited like I did the past 9 times, literally 9 times I've been called. I says, all right, cool, let me know. And by this time, I moved out of a friend's apartment into my buddy's apartment, or buddy's house with him. I was staying in a room up above his garage. And I got a call it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I got a phone call at like 9, 10 o'clock at night. Got a call at 1 o'clock in the morning. He says, all right, Cody will be down here at 8 o'clock in the morning. I says, all right, I'll be leaving at 5:30 in the morning, because it's almost a 3-hour drive down there from where I was living. And I told my buddy Scotty and his wife, and I says, look, I got a potential match. I gotta leave here at 5:30 in the morning. I says, all right. I didn't want to just up and leave. You guys wonder where I was at. So Mom came and picked me up, went down, and went through all the process again, and getting admitted, IV hooked up. They gave me, and I had it once before, they gave me this nasty juice, and it looked like an old scientist vial, almost like the shape of a lava lamp, lemon flavored. And what it does is it cleans your system. Oh, I sipped on it the second time because I didn't want. The first time, then the pancreas or something started dying. It was starting to fail, and so I just sipped on you need to drink it. Well, they got me on dialysis. I was on dialysis a long time. I can't remember if it was over, or I ended up spending overnight the next day. Dialysis tech goes, I was telling him, I says, I need to go to the bathroom. And he goes, well, here's a bedpan. I says, no way, unhook me. He goes, I can't. I says, then I don't need to go, because I thought, them bedpans, the way they're shaped, if I would have done number 2 into that would have shot out right between my legs and probably plastered that that dialysis machine, if not the ceiling. But sorry to be so visual on stuff and whatnot, but it's how I am. And so this lady comes up, she's leaning on the door frame. My mom says, can I help you? And she goes, yeah, I'm here to grab Cody. And I was like, okay, we're going to level 2. Well, that's surgical level, and it hit us. It's like, oh man, this is happening. This is really happening. And so my mom walked out, and they had me wheeled out into the hallway, and I says, I want my mom real quick. My dad was working, and so short-term memory stuff's kind of hard right now, and it has been. But it was either May 17th or May 18th of 2016. This finally was happening, and I called I saw my mom out here, and I told her, I says, but you taught me to learn from them. God, I'm sorry, guys. But, I went down, and that was the last I seen of her. Didn't know if I was going to see her again. And she said, I love you too, and I'll see you when you get out. I said, alright. Well, it was 7 or 8 hour surgery. I remember wheeling them down there. They helped me get onto the table, and oh, sorry guys. And lights out. And then I don't know what happened, but I swear when I was going to ICU, I kind of came out of it, which I know I didn't, because I was in recovery for like 3 or 4 days and still under anesthesia during this time. But I swear when I come out of surgery, I was raising my arm in the air and just, did it, Mom, I did it. I made it through this. I done it. And a few days later, I woke up in recovery and kind of laying there, still coming to, and in and out of sleep and whatnot. And they told me the fastest way to get out of there was to walk. So right then and there, I knew I had to walk. And my mom's got pictures of it, and me in recovery. And a year later, I still didn't see some of the pictures she had taken till a year later. And my brother had a competition, and my buddy Andrew was down there with his dad and some family friends. And Andrew had gone to Moonshine Bandits, one of my favorite country rap bands, and Demon Jones. Well, the family friends, which my brother teaches their kids in MMA, was down there with them, and they almost had Moonshine Bandits talked in to come into my hospital room. Like, they almost did it. I'm not lying. I'm not bullshitting you 1 minute. They almost had him talked into it. And Andrew and his dad showed up the next, day after the concert. And I'm still coming too, but I remember him being there, and my brother and his boss, partnership in the gym, Ammon, showing up. And my Andrew, I claim him as a brother too. I mean, we Andrew's awesome. I won't ever stop saying that. And he comes in, he goes, gives me this poster. He goes, dude, I got this for you. It was Demon Jones. And give me a second here. And just to show that I'm not lying or, whatever not. If I can reach it. Careful not to knock down girlfriend's Dale Earnhardt picture. But he says, I met Demon Jones. Got a couple signed CDs, and he goes, I had a poster signed for you. And he goes, hey, Demon, can you do me a favor? And Demon goes, yeah, what's that? Or sure, what's that? He goes, my buddy just had a transplant. He's in the hospital right now, and he loves your music. And can I get this poster signed for him? I was like, and he's like, yeah, sure. Whatever, man, yes. And tell him good luck and have a good recovery. And so he showed me that, brought me this. Demon Jones. Right there. For Cody. Signature right there. And I thought that was so cool, and I've kept that with me the whole time. Everywhere I've moved. Well, in April, a month before, I got a dog. Name's Gaia. Means Mother of the Romans. And she's a boxer lab. And I felt bad because I had to be in the transplant center for 2 weeks after surgery. And then I had to stay within 10 minutes of the hospital 2 weeks after. And so when I got out, made a good friend. Friend Katie, she was a CNA, come in and check my vitals early in the morning and whatnot. And nurses were always in and out, and they become like family to me. But Katie became friends. Her and I are friends on Facebook and still talk every now and then. And absolute great people. Absolutely great people. And when I got out of the hospital, stayed at a hotel close by, I asked the doctor, I says, hang on. Hold on a minute, bud. Oh, I'm busy. Okay. Hang on.